The new school safety plan here in New York City caught our eye. They're not adding metal detectors. They're not giving guns to teachers or providing more school resource officers. Instead, they're giving unarmed school safety officers bulletproof vests, which theoretically protects the safety officers but does nothing for the kids they are supposed to protect. For reference, law enforcement in New York City recovered 7,000 weapons in school last year, including more than a dozen firearms. Canady is here, executive director of the National Association of School Resource Officers. What are they supposed to do? Jump in front of a gunman or something like the Secret Service?
Yeah, we have a best practice that states very clearly that law enforcement officers, regardless of what assignment they are in, should be equipped just like those officers that work the street and prepared to deal with significant situations like we've had in school environments.
Yeah, I don't even understand how it's fair. I mean, what an awful choice to give somebody who wants to serve and protect kids. Will become friends with these kids, will mentor these kids, and then all of a sudden the worst thing imaginable happens. They have no way to defend themselves or the kids, and they're the only ones with a bulletproof vest. I don't understand how it helps solve the problem.
Well, I will say that the bigger concern to me is the fact that they apparently are not carrying a firearm. When we talk about carefully selected and specifically trained SROs, again, those are law enforcement officers who should be properly equipped, and that includes a firearm. I worked for 12 years as a school resource officer, and I can't imagine a day walking into the school without being equipped to be able to protect the student body and the staff.
Yeah, I don't know how you ask somebody, especially in this day and age, to walk into a school in New York City where a lot of kids bring firearms and they wouldn't have one. 65% of schools had one or more security staff person at least once a week. 51% included at least one sworn law enforcement officer who routinely carried a firearm. In the end, are we going to have to just have a police officer at every school at some point?
Well, I think that's a pretty strong statement. And the reason I say that is we're very specific in saying these officers should be carefully selected and specifically trained to do this job. This is the most unique assignment in law enforcement. And we can look at several cases where thankfully SROs were carefully selected and trained and prepared to deal with this.
Yeah, and there's times it really works, like in Nashville and other places as well. All right, we got to run. Thank you very much. Thanks for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to subscribe. Click the red button to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.